So who are your mentors? Who do you look to for inspiration?
My mom.
Welcome to the Her Power Hustle podcast with your host, Michelle Talbert. Women are the fastest growing segment of entrepreneurs, yet are the least likely to have a mentor or receive the guidance and advice they need. That ends here today. Her Power Hustle is the power resource for women entrepreneurs like you. So whether you're hustling full-time, side hustling, or gearing up to hustle, get ready for a conversation packed with the information and tools you need to hustle on.
Welcome to Her Power Hustle, the place for inspiration, motivation, and perspiration for the successful woman entrepreneur. My name is Michelle Talbert, and I am just so pleased that you have joined us. Her Power Hustle has officially moved from Washington, D.C. to sunny South Florida, and I couldn't be more thrilled. So, I am excited. I'm ready to go. I hope you're fired up and ready to go. It is the month of April. We are excited because we have so many great interviews that are happening that we are moving to twice a week. So we will be releasing the show twice a week. Today we'll be releasing a really exciting episode with 12-year-old tweenpreneur Essynce Moore and her mom, Starr Barrett. You will love this conversation. Definitely listen to it as an entrepreneur, and if you have kids, have them listen to it. This is an incredible story, so I can't wait to share that with you. Also, we are still accepting reviews on iTunes and would love your honest opinion of the show. All feedback is welcome. Really appreciate the feedback. And of course, you have an opportunity to win a Her Power Hustle t-shirt, as well as the final grand prize, which is a basket chock full of goodness from Diana Delivers. It will include lipstick from Vintage Black Cosmetics, a Her Power Hustle t-shirt, of course that financial makeover from Ascension Wealth, and Jocelyn Wright will be doing that, and Diana Delivers is hand-picking all of the items that are going into the basket and delivering it to our grand prize winner, who will be announced on April 15th. So be sure to head over to iTunes. You can head us up at herpowerhustle.com/iTunes and leave an honest review, and I would love to hear from you. Without further ado, we're going to head right into our conversation with Essynce and her mom, Starr. There are so many great takeaways. I hope you enjoy the show.
Welcome back to Her Power Hustle. Thank you so much for joining us. I am so excited. I'm always excited about our guests because we have such amazing guests. But this guest that we have today, actually we have two guests today. The main focus of our conversation will be Essynce Moore. And when I heard about Essynce, it was on Facebook actually, and we have to give a shout out to Jacqueline Dawson, known as Jackie O'Nappy. And she actually tagged me on a post that Momager, Starr Barrett, had posted on Facebook about Essynce, who we're going to talk about her new book. I'm very excited to talk about Essynce and her business. And Essynce is a fashion designer, and I'm going to go fully into her bio momentarily. But with Essynce, I was just so intrigued by her story. As you know, we're power hustlers. You, the listener, you're a power hustler woman. This is a power hustler tween, not even a teen yet. I don't think she's a teen yet. She's a tween. And she is making moves within an hour, because this is how fast her momager works. See, Kim Kardashian's mama thinks she's fast. Chris? Nah, Starr really has something on her. Within an hour, exactly, we have this show booked. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Essynce Moore, who started designing clothes at the tender age of 6 with just for fun doodles in her school binder and notepads. Her passion was and still is to find her own style and to share her creative upscale, let's focus on the upscale, honey, clothing ideas and styles with youth around the world. Essynce is a tween that has turned her passion into a business, and in 2013, she launched her official clothing line, branded Essynce, and that's with a Y, ESSYNCE, Couture, LLC. LLC, where the model is a child's passion for fashion. Essynce Couture has also launched a natural body product line for children tweens, labeled Wink, also with a Y. I'm seeing a theme here, Mama. And she is an entrepreneur, motivational speaker, and she has just added published author to her list of accomplishments with the publication of her new book, Sixth Grade Middle School Chronicles, Where No Secrets Are Kept. And if any of us remember being a girl in sixth grade, yeah, there were no secrets, were there, Essynce? Essynce, welcome.
Hi.
Hi. So how was school today?
Well, thankfully, there was a staff meeting, so I didn't have school today.
Thankfully.
It's like all of my friends and I, we were kind of just texting each other like, yay, we have a day off, so 3-day weekend.
Well, Essynce, thank you for joining us today. Can't wait to dive into your story, but we have another person we need to introduce. Because without her, there would be no you, right? Spoken as a true mama. So I want to introduce Momager, an entrepreneur in her own right, Starr Barrett, with 2 R's in both Starr and Barrett. And she is the founder of Very Essence of Events and the Very Essence of Virtual Assistants, also with Y's. Starr, welcome to the show. It is so wonderful to have you and Essence join us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, I want to dive right in, and we want to start at the beginning because, like I said to Essence, she wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Mama, right? So, Mom, you have a 6-year-old who's doodling. What is the next conversation that happens after a period of time that you see your daughter sort of drawing and doodling and creating these designs on paper? What sparked it for you that maybe this was a business?
I'm the type of mom who is very involved in my daughter's life, and we have a certain type of relationship that we talk about almost any and everything because I want her to feel comfortable coming to me. And just because of the mom I am, I started paying attention to her when she was 6, and I would buy her, pads and things for Christmas or her birthday, and she would always be drawing clothes. So when she was 10, I took notice that Essence is still drawing clothes. And I asked her, I said, Ez, come here. So she came over. I said, would you want to make this into a business, like have your own logo, bring your designs off of the paper, other kids could wear them? And she said, absolutely, Mom, that's awesome. So from there, I just made it a business.
Wow. And so you were already an entrepreneur in your own right. So you saw that there was some business value here.
Absolutely.
And what was the decision making? How did you identify the market? Was Essence part? Let me ask Essence. Essence, were you part of the business decision to start Essynce Couture, or are you mainly the talent and fashion and design and artistic vision?
I did have a part in making the decision to start a business because at the end of the day, my mom, I know her, and she wouldn't make that big step without my approval. That's just the kind of bond we have.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So how do you market the business? I mean, you have a great market, right? You design for girls and boys, or is it only girls right now?
Well, recently I just came out with some boys' clothes, so, the guys, they have to dress up too, so yeah, I'm excited to see where that goes from there.
Oh, that's exciting. And how would you describe your aesthetic?
What do you mean?
In other words, I heard you use the term geekly chicly to describe your look. What's your look? What would you call? Tell us what geekly chicly is.
Geekly chicly is a part of Essynce Couture. It's a bit more of my geek but chic line. Like, we'll have the bow ties with the silk. It's a combination of that chic combined with the geek. We're combining a nerd with a model. It's kind of cool.
I love it. No, that is very cool and very in. And I'm kind of glad you used the word cool. How old are you now?
I'm 12.
Right. And I think a lot of grown-ups, a lot of adults think that at that age you're pretty susceptible to what other people think and peer pressure, right? I mean, if we're honest, a lot of us care, even as adults, what other people think about us. Mm-hmm. And so to create fashion often takes risk. And so how do you sort of balance that idea of peer pressure and maybe fitting in with being a risk taker and standing out?
Well, it definitely is difficult. Like, I tend to be the ultimate goody two-shoes at my school, and fashion is like, it's my escape when I can embrace the daring and risk side, because it's no limit. The sky isn't the limit. I could draw and sketch the world in just an amount of minutes, and that's what I love about it so much.
What was it that made you take the designs from paper to actually, seeing them sewn and then worn? Talk to us about that first time you saw that happen.
Well, the first time I saw something that I drew on an actual outfit was T-shirts. I drew out how I wanted my logo to look and a design I wanted on the T-shirt. And at first I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but once that box came in the mail, and it's such a different feeling when you're actually holding it, because you can say, I created that. I put that in the world.
Right. Okay, so then the next step, and this is the business woman in all of us, right? The first sale. Tell me about the first sale, when you sold that first article of clothing that you had drawn, that was then sewn, that arrived, that you put your hands on, and then you put it in somebody else's hand for money, in exchange for money. Tell me about that.
The first items sold were also the T-shirts, and at first it was kind of a shocker. I'm sitting here like, are you sure you want to get this? Because, I can do better. I can design so much more. Are you sure you just want the T-shirt? And everyone's sitting here smiling, like, yeah, they're so happy, they're so satisfied, and I'm just like, thank you. It's kind of like that moment of acceptance. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So tell us, the first T-shirt then, do you still have that line? So what kind of clothing can people find? So you have T-shirts, and then you mentioned bow ties and silk. What kind of articles of clothing are you designing? So like
I like to do different things, because at the end of the day, I am still 12. I'm still trying to figure out who I am. And by doing that, I'm taking all of these different pieces of fabric and I'm putting them into Essynce Couture. Geekly Chicly is when I embrace my nerdy but still chic side. My T-shirts is when I could be more casual and comfortable and a little humorous, because we have some humorous sayings on those T-shirts. And my Educated Punk line, which is one of the most recent ones, that's where I embrace my life at school a little bit more. I get to rebel against the district a little bit.
Now, do you wear uniforms to school, or are you allowed to wear your clothing to school?
I wear uniforms, unfortunately.
I had a feeling. Something told me, Mom, I had a feeling she had to wear uniforms. Now, that being said, I've heard a little rumor that you like to accessorize. So talk to our listeners who have their daughters sitting next to them who also have to wear uniforms to school about some ways that they can make their uniforms their own and stylize them through accessories. What are some tips you have?
All right, so some tips I have are accessories. So a lot of times I go to Claire's, and I feel like that's one of the perfect little jewelry stores where you can express yourself, because sometimes I'll wear a little bit more darker colors. Like I'll have black boots with a black choker necklace and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, if you're a bit more on the girly side, then you could have the butterfly necklaces and all of that. So yeah, jewelry, that really helps me bring out my look a bit more.
And, Mom, I like the fact that she said Claire's, because my daughter's 24 now, but when she was 12 and she still likes sparkly stuff, Claire's is awesome. You can go in there and come out with, like, shopping bags and only spend $7.50, and I love that. But, Starr, tell us a little bit about your style. Where do you think your style influences Essynce at all? Or, where did this gift come from? Do you have any idea? I mean, obviously you're thankful for it, but have you ever thought about, like, where did she get this from?
Essynce and I are the total opposite. The total opposite. I'm more business casual, and Essynce is more, let me see, like daring. Like, I just want to see what it's going to look like. I need to try this. And she gets that 100% from my sister. My sister is the same exact way.
I love that. So, Mom, talk to us about how you sort of nurtured her goals and her dreams and continue to do so, because she's multipassionate. She started, as most entrepreneurs are, right? Even you have two businesses, two distinct businesses. So, she comes to you and she's 12, and you guys now are saying, okay, next step is to write a book. How do you nurture and sort of know that you're making the right choice with the ventures that you go into? What's that decision-making process like? Because like she said, she's still finding herself.
Right. I think what's important for me is I want to be able to help Essynce with whatever it is that she wants to do and her heart desires. As far as the nurturing aspect, I think our line of communication is very clear because we communicate, we talk. Essynce has been speaking in complete sentences since she was 2 years old because I took time out with her to read. We would sit in the bed and read. Essynce prefers reading over watching TV, so her vocabulary is very mature. So I listen to her. We have conversations. She knows that I'm a mom first and her friend second.
That's right.
And I let her know I believe in her, and I think that's very important. Like she knows I believe in everything she does, and I show it, I prove it. And Essynce gets really good grades, so it's kind of difficult for me to tell her no because everything that I've asked of her, she's been able to deliver. So I feel like she's deserving.
That's awesome. Well, Essynce, your goody two-shoesness is paying off then in a big way, it sounds like. Keep it up, girl. I love it. So then, Mom, Starr, what would you recommend other parents who are hearing this, whose children, because there's an investment to be made, whether it's through sports or art or, pursuing their passion as an entrepreneur, whatever that is. What are some steps or some ways that you can sort of test that we're going down the right path and this investment of time and money is a good investment? And obviously we all support our children, so I'm just saying from a business perspective, how do you
I think passion is very important. It has to be something that they love to do so it doesn't feel like they're working. Like Essynce loves to sketch. She loves to write. So as she's doing it, it doesn't feel like she's actually working since she likes to do it. And I think that's important.
I think that's important even for grown-ups, right? I think,
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have to love it. Because it gets hard. Essynce, are you ever sort of under deadlines to have, things or drawing sketches out so that they can be sewn, so that you can meet deadlines? How do you handle your deadlines?
It definitely is complicated because one of my biggest challenges is trying to balance family, friend time, business time, and school. So I try and break it up and even everything out. I want to give everything my equal attention, and sometimes that doesn't always work out. So, yeah, it's something that you learn day by day.
What's some of the best advice that you've ever received so far, Essynce?
Anything is possible.
I love that. You believe it too, don't you?
Yeah. It always keeps me going because it makes me think of all the things I'm capable of, and I see myself doing all these amazing things, and even though it's a challenge, I still know it's possible.
So like Mom and I were just talking about how you're multi-passionate. You have loads of different passions. And there's this concept of like a bucket list of what things you want to do before, they say you kick the bucket, right? What are the things that are sort of in the next year on the horizon for you that you haven't done yet but you see that you'd like to try?
Well, I actually have a vision board.
Awesome.
My mom, she kind of inspired me to get one of those, and I have multiple goals on there. I actually filled it up. I need to get another one, but
Of course you do.
One of the goals I've really been thinking about right now is I want to write another book. And see, what I love to do, the things I do, I love expression, things that express who I am, and writing is another way for me to do that. So I do want to have another book, whether if it's poetry, because I do love writing poems, or another true story about growing up.
Okay, so let's talk about the book then. Tell us the book title again, please, madame.
6th Grade Middle School Chronicles, Where No Secrets Are Kept.
Now, what was the impetus behind the book? What prompted you to write this book now?
Well, every day when I come home from school, my mom she would always ask me the same thing ever since I was little. How was your day at school? The cliche, typical question that we get from parents every day.
And your typical response is what? It's the universal response. Go ahead, Essynce. What's the response?
Well, you have two types of kids. You have the one that says fine, so they can move on with their life.
Exactly.
And you have the second kind that'll actually answer. And I answer it with something different every day, because 6th grade was one of those years where everything was happening. And it was so amusing and scary at the same time.
Awesome. So give us an idea of who the characters are in the book. Like, is this fiction? Is this fictionalized? Give us some flavor. Tell folks about the book. Give us a summary.
In the book, we learn about the truth. We learn about my friends, my relationship with my friends, the drama that goes on between my friends. And what I feel like when I write that book is I feel like the silent observer. That person in the corner who nobody notices, but really they're looking at everything you're doing. And it may sound a little scary, but when you think about it, you're actually intrigued by it. You want to know, like, what did you find out? It's really fun.
So have they read it yet? Have you changed names in the book to protect the innocent and not so innocent?
Yes, I have changed names because at the end of the day, I love my friends. I don't want anyone to be offended. So honesty is the best policy, but, sometimes we need to keep it on the down low a little bit.
All right now. Okay. Well, I'm not mad about that at all. I love that. And so they're still speaking to you, so that's a good sign, too. So that's good. That's always something to worry about when you write a fictionalized or a tell-all. So that's really good stuff. So, I mentioned in your bio that you do motivational speaking. And you've spoken with college students and high school students and other students through, I believe it's through your ECU, through Essynce Couture University, right?
Yep.
That you've spoken. Talk to us about that experience, about how you came to be a motivational speaker and what your main message is when you speak, when you go out and speak with folks.
I'm going to be honest. At first, I wasn't that fond of it. I thought, who would want to listen to me? A kid who's shorter than all of these people here, who has a squeaky voice sometimes when she gets excited. Who would want to listen to that? But when I started looking closer and I started realizing who actually was listening, I had to keep doing it, because when you know how much of an impact you're making on people's lives, and it's a good impact, you can't stop. You just can't.
So tell us about that impact. What is it that is the message that you find resonates the most with your audience?
One of my big messages is that I want to let kids and adults, I want them to know that age doesn't matter. When you're trying to pursue your dreams, your age, don't let that stop you. And actually, I posted something on Twitter before. It said, my age is just a blanket covering what I am truly capable of.
We need to put, is it on a T-shirt yet? We need that on a T-shirt now.
It's probably going on a T-shirt pretty soon.
I love it. And so, what I love about that is that resonates not only for people who are tweens, but also for people who are octogenarians, right? People who are in their 80s, 70s, 50s, 40s. That age is just that blanket under which, say that again?
Your age is just a blanket covering what you are truly capable of.
I'm going to throw back that blanket. So you're a motivational speaker.
Yes.
I happen to follow a lot of motivational speakers, one of whom is the late Jim Rohn. And Jim Rohn had a great quote that basically says, you are the average of the 5 people who you spend the most time with. So whether that's income, attitude, whatever that is, you'll find that if you look at anyone, you can tell who they spend their time with. So tell us about who you spend your time with. Are they other entrepreneurs? Who do you hang with? Who are your 5 closest folks? What are their qualities?
See, now, I definitely keep an open mind when it comes to meeting new people. So I am friends with a lot of different types of personalities. I mean, I'm friends with the sweetheart geeks in school who you kind of just have to love, but I'm also friends with the kids who get in trouble because my principal, he always says that we're all good people. Some of us just make bad decisions. And it's easy for me to look past some of those bad decisions because at the end of the day, I know what this person is truly like, and some of them are just amazing. You can't resist not being with them.
So who are your mentors? Who do you look to for inspiration?
My mom.
I think that's a good bet right there. Very good bet. Mom, who do you look to? Who are your mentors, Mom?
I like the older greats. I appreciate, the Maya Angelou's and just the older people with the wisdom that you can actually sit there and listen to them speak, and they have a message that you want to hear, that it does something to your soul. So I like the older generation.
Gotcha. So Essynce, every great designer has a muse, right? I think Karl Lagerfeld really, really loved Naomi Campbell. If you just look at all the different designers, who's your muse? Who do you look to? Who inspires you? Who are you designing for? Who's in your head when you're drawing and sketching?
When I'm designing, it's like it's no thoughts with the mind. It's all emotion. It's all what I'm feeling being put into an outfit. It's just my way of expressing who I am and what kind of person I want to be. So I can't really answer that because it's not thoughts. It's how I feel. It's what's coming from the heart, not the mind.
That's a good answer. You did answer. You definitely did answer. Is there anyone who you look out and see and say, I would like, because you're also a stylist, is there someone who you would like to style? Who would you like to dress? Like, do you have someone on your list who you say, oh, my gosh, she needs help? Or not even that she needs help, but I would love to dress her.
I would love to dress, and I say this, I've been saying this for years now, I would love to dress Willow Smith.
Really? Why?
Yes, because I love how, one, she does not care what people think at all.
At all. And I love that, too.
2, it's just she's so different with what she wears, and I can relate on that so much. It's just like I think we'd have a connection if I got to style her.
What would you do? What do you think is the goal of styling then? Because you're actually drawn to the way she already is, right? So what would you help to add, to accentuate? What's that process? What's that thought process for you in thinking about dressing Willow?
Willow, she tends to kind of have like a little hippie feel to her style. What I'd want to do is I'd want to bring out hippie and chic at the same time. So maybe like a piece necklace with, a nice chic dress and stuff like that with little peace signs on it. Something cliche, but at the same time you wouldn't expect.
I love that. And that would be in every Target across the country immediately, that outfit. I know it. So I really appreciate that. And she's actually another young woman who has a very good, very strong mom and a relationship where she can talk with her mom, from what we know. I mean, I don't know her. I don't live with her. But it seems that, that bond with her parents, both of her parents, is good, and that there's communication there. So whose designs do you admire? Because when I said Karl Lagerfeld, you said, uh-huh. So I know you know who I was talking about. I like that. Who do you admire? Is there a designer that you like right now?
I admire my mentor, his designs, because he has his own clothing line too, the House of Shavi, and I admire his work.
How do you spell his name? What's it? The House of
Shavi, Shavi.
Okay, great. Well, we definitely need to have links to his website on the show notes as well for this episode, which will be at herpowerhustle.com/Essynce, ESSYNCE. So Shavi, so you studied under him, or at least have looked to him for some tutelage with regard to your designs and evolution as a designer?
Yep.
That is awesome. And you're based in New Jersey, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So it's a little chilly up there. You've had some snow days. Wait a minute. You talked about being happy to be out of school today. You guys have already had some snow days. You need to go to school. You need to be in class.
Whose side are you on?
I am on the side of education, and are you?
All right, that's understandable. Fair enough.
Exactly. I told you, my youngest is 24. She's 24 years old. So talk to us about bad ideas or ideas that didn't go the way you thought they may or weren't as successful as you thought they would be. Have you had any of those challenges yet? Or any ideas you scrapped? Talk to us about those. What was that process like for you?
Recently, I think this was last year, I was going to Atlanta Fashion Week, and not all of my pieces were 100% the way I wanted them to be. Because I'm the one who handpicks the fabric and stuff, and I'm still learning, like, which fabric goes with this particular outfit. And I'm going to admit, I didn't get 100% right. And when that first happened and I noticed that, I was upset. My mom, she took me into a separate room, and she talked to me. She said, Essynce, I know this isn't how you want it to be right now, but it will get better. This isn't the end. This is just one fashion show. And we moved on from there.
So what was the lesson? What was your takeaway from that experience?
She said bring a toolkit.
She said you what?
I said bring a toolkit because Essynce had a cutting and adding chains and resewing, and so bring a toolkit is what I said.
Okay, so think on the fly, be prepared. Essynce, what did you take away from that experience?
I took away that not everything may go to plan, but when you're in that moment and things, the only thing you can do is move past it, make it better.
And so that's what I was going to ask. How did that turn out? Because obviously you showed, right?
Yeah.
So how did that turn out for you?
It turned out good. I had fun. The models, they really liked the outfits too. I had people coming up and congratulating me, and that was appreciated. It was.
So talk to the audience, both as moms who are listening and their children who are listening with them, about fun and work. You know, what do you do when the fun ends? Is it ever not fun? What do you do then?
When it's not fun, it's hard. Because overall, I love what I do. I have fun with what I do. But when you lose that fun for just 1 minute, it's just like you have to use every amount of energy, every thought, every piece of your heart you have to put towards what you're doing. You have to push through that. And what keeps me pushing is the image in my head that lets me know how it's going to turn out. It's that end result.
And so have you ever wanted to quit?
Yes. Unfortunately, I have. That's the truth. And I wanted to quit because I wasn't sure if I'd be able to keep my grades up while having a business, and I didn't want to make my friends feel like I didn't care about them, that I couldn't go to this person's birthday party. But when it's something you really love, you can't just give up on it. I'd say I'd quit one day. The next day I know I'm on my bed sketching out a new collection. It's just like, what's going on?
Of course. And that's because it's who you are, right? The sketching, that's you. This is the essence of Essynce. I love that. What do you do for your downtime? I know you sketch for fun, but it is also business. So what do you do when you just want to zone out? What is that activity or non-activity?
When I have like a day off, I usually try and hang out with my friends, and you know what, just be Essynce. Usually like we'll go ice skating, or we'll come to my house and watch movies and stuff. We do things that kids do. It's like, I think that's what keeps me content though, because I know where I came from and I know where I'm going.
Where are you going? Essynce?
I'm going to success. That's where I'm going.
I know that's right. You're already there, Mama. It's just going to be incrementally more success. That's awesome. So now tell us about the Yes Conference for Girl Entrepreneurs.
That was actually really fun.
Tell us what it is first, and then tell us what made it fun.
The Yes Conference is basically a whole bunch of speakers come in of all ages, both kids and adults. We come in and we talk to young girls about being an entrepreneur and having big dreams and the steps into achieving those dreams. We kind of lay out the platform for them. And we like to keep it general because, not everybody has the same dream. We like to make it so everyone can relate somehow.
Now, in terms of that, do you find that you meet a lot of girls your age who want to be entrepreneurs?
Yes. Every fashion show, I'm meeting someone new.
Say that part again, sorry?
Every fashion show, I'm meeting someone new. Every event.
Wow, and you're meeting girls your age.
Yes.
To be entrepreneurs. That's awesome. And what do you tell them when they ask you, how did you do this?
When everyone always asks that, how did you do this? And the first thing that comes to mind is my mom. My mom.
So, Mom, what do you say when moms come up to you and say, what's the first thing I should do? My child has a passion, and I believe that this is a viable business. What's the first step that you think, once they've determined that the passion is there, what do you think is the next best step for a mom or dad to take?
I think they have to believe in their child. They have to believe in their child, and they also have to keep their child grounded and humble. I think the first step would be grades are very important to me. And when it comes to school, Essynce knows that school is first. If grades slip, there will be no business. So she mentioned earlier, she does have to, manage the two. I don't think I wouldn't advise, or I wouldn't recommend nor suggest, I'm not going to say supporting a child that has bad grades, but I wouldn't make it a business. It would have to stay a hobby until priorities were first. And then once the priorities are first, then they can be serious at their passion or with their passion. And then you get your tax ID and you start, branding and marketing and putting the pen to the pad and, doing what you need to do to get the business off the ground. But I think I always say networking is key. A lot of times it's not what you know, but who you know. And you have to be willing to work hard.
Yeah.
It's many a night that Essynce has to stay up late, even if she's sleepy, because, as this paperwork has to be done, these people want to interview you. We're doing this magazine, this TV, the news. So it's sacrifices, and you have to be willing.
I love that. So what have we not covered that you want to be sure that our audience takes away, Essynce?
I think one of the messages that Essynce mentioned was that there's no age. Like, your child could be an entrepreneur at any age, and anything is possible. Anything you set your mind to is possible, and I think that's so important. And I think that as long as a child has a mentor or someone that they can look up to that helps them with their motivation and lets them know it's okay and I have your back, I think they'll be fine. And for the children who don't have, mentors or someone that they feel like they can count on, then there's organizations out here such as Essynce Couture University and the Yes Conference and, folks just making it happen and leading by example. So I think that's important.
That makes absolute sense. Essynce, do you have any words of wisdom or any parting words that you'd like to share with the audience as well that we haven't already touched upon?
I think I put everything out there because at the end of the day, I'm the best Essynce I can be. And I try and give out the best messages I can give. And the best one I know is anything is possible.
Anything is possible, including getting you onto this show within an hour of learning about you. And I'm just so thrilled that you both took time out of your day to speak with our Her Power Hustle listeners, and I really, really appreciate it. How can people find the book? Say the name of the book again, Essynce.
On our website and on social networks like on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We try and keep up with the social media because that's a big deal in this generation. So, yeah.
In this generation? Wouldn't that be your generation or is that my generation? No, wait. It's our generation.
My generation. So Essynce Couture LLC on all social media, and our website is essyncecouture.com.
And, of course, we'll have links to all of Essynce's contact information on the website at herpowerhustle.com/Essynce, ESSYNCE. So excited that you both, Essynce, Starr, thank you both for joining us. Starr, tell us again the name of your companies, and we'll have links to those on the show notes as well.
Sure, the very essence of events and the very essence of essentials. And the website is essenceempire.com.
Gotcha. And again, we'll have links to all of that in the show notes for folks who don't have pen and paper and are possibly jogging and or driving right now while they're listening. So thank you so much for joining us. We're just so excited about your next ventures and the things that you have coming up. Please keep us posted on events and how we can support you and continue to support Essynce in this journey. And we're just so proud of you. Thank you so much, Essynce, for taking the time out to share your story with us. It's really exciting and empowering.
I'm glad to be here. This was fun. I enjoyed it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Okay, so we are wrapped. Thank you both so much for your time. And like I said, I'll send you links to the interview. Essynce, you're a pro at this, girl. This was really, really great. I look forward to sharing your story with loads and loads of people and getting it out there. And also, I think you guys know I write for Black Enterprise as well. So I definitely want to put this together. And Alfred Edmond is a huge fedora wearer. So, and I know you have a passion for fedoras. So
yes,
I want to put you two together. Also, I don't know, Starr, if you've put Essynce in for, it's supposed to be 13. I think it's supposed to be 13. When's your birthday?
August 10th. So I'll be 13 this upcoming August.
Okay, double check, and let's pull some stuff together to submit for the Entrepreneurs Conference, which is in May, the Black Enterprise, because Mo's Bows won last year, and I think Mo just turned 13, like right around the conference, because I think the cutoff for a young entrepreneur is 13. But I don't know if you guys have followed Mo's Bows, the little boy who has the bow tie line.
Yeah, I've seen him on Instagram and some other, social media sites.
Yeah, and so he won the Young Entrepreneurs Award at the Black Enterprise Entrepreneur Conference last year. And because Alfred and I have been talking about it, and I was like, Alfred, when is Mo going to be able to be up for a nomination, and he said when he's 13. So I know it's super close around the 13 mark, but let's put stuff together, and you might want to check on the website as well to see when those cutoffs and deadlines are. And if you decide to go forward with it, let me know so that I can let them know that you're submitting. So check that out. But, yeah, the conference is in May in Atlanta this year.
I so know it.
I know you do. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be there. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to be there, but I'm like 80% sure I'm going to be there. So that'll be good. And I'm just really looking forward to continuing to support you guys in any way that I can. And if you need help, if you're going to do another Yes conference, let me know. If there are ways and folks who I can reach out to and get, notoriety and some more heft if possible, and if that's something that you'd like to do, I'd love to help with getting that together for you as well.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. I love it. Sisters are doing it.
Yes, we're I always say we're trying, then my friends go, "You're not trying, you're doing it."
You're doing it, exactly. You're not trying, you're doing. Exactly. So, again, thank you both so much. I'm going to have links to everything on the show notes, like I said, and I'll send you that link, and you'll see everything. And the show will be live, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to release it the end of the first week of March. So it'll probably be next Thursday, Friday as a bonus episode. Because I really pushed it out. Yeah, absolutely. And then that way you can, give me if you have book signing stuff coming up and stuff like that. People can support you that way too.
Sounds good.
All right, Essynce, Starr, thank you both so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day. After a day of doing nothing, Essynce, I hope you have a lovely evening of nothing. Yay. All right, you two take care.
All right, talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And now, here's today's Her Power Hustle Power Boost.
621 Virtual Call Center, BizService for small business. We provide live phone, email, and chat support to businesses. We help you maintain communications with your existing customers and help you establish new ones. Contact us today for your customer service solutions at 1-800-617-2731 or 843-284-6210. Or visit us on the web at www.621callcenter.com/home. Talk to you soon.
So, here at Her Power Hustle, we say we're all about inspiration, motivation, and perspiration. I think this was another episode where you got all three rolled into one. How amazing is Essynce and her mom? And I know that your wheels are turning after that conversation, especially if you're a parent. I mean, there's so much to be said about raising up our children to follow their dreams and their goals. And how do you know when they're little whether or not these are the dreams and goals they'll have forever? It's just a great, interesting journey, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from Essynce as time goes by. Be sure to get her book. Of course, you can get all of the show notes and information that was mentioned on the show at herpowerhustle.com/essence. That's ESSYNCE. This also is episode 10. I'm really excited. We have made it to episode 10, and you guys have been an incredible audience. I really appreciate it. And we are looking forward to hearing from you. So be sure to head over to herpowerhustle.com/iTunes and leave an honest review. Whatever you think of the show, I'd love to hear back from you. You can email a screenshot of that to me at michelle@herpowerhustle.com or hit me up on social media. You can always get us. We're on Instagram and Twitter, and we have the Facebook page. We're very easy to find, and I look forward to interacting with you going forward. On our next episode, we are speaking with Gwen Jameer, who is the founder of Naturalicious, which is a natural hair care products company, and she is also the $10,000 winner of last year's Black Enterprise Entrepreneurs Conference. I was there to watch her do it. She's sharing her tips for how you make a pitch of your business to potential investors. You will not want to miss this episode. So if you're listening in iTunes, be sure to hit the subscribe button. That way you never miss an episode. Same thing if you're listening in Stitcher. Spreaker. And of course, you can always download the show directly from our website at herpowerhustle.com. Today's show is again at herpowerhustle.com/essence, ESSYNCE. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Have a great day.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Her Power Hustle podcast, produced and hosted by Michelle Talbert, with voiceover talent by Sean Belton and music by Taman Hade. All of the resources discussed on this episode can be found on the Her Power Hustle website. That's at herpowerhustle.com.